Hello class, welcome to week 7. Things are going to get exciting here very quickly. We've pivoted from business creation, assessment, website creation, and are now going to focus on marketing. And we're going to focus on marketing for the majority of the remainder of the semester. And this week kicks that off and gets us into some of the more foundational activities for that marketing. So our topics this week are 1, create your ads campaign, and 2, we're going to get into keyword basics. So straightforward week. We're not jumping into additional projects right now. We just have the two topics to cover. So first we'll get into create your ads campaign. You are going to create a campaign in Google Ads this week. Please recognize that we will not launch this campaign yet. We're still a few weeks away from that. We're going to spend time creating the campaign, refining it, and preparing for that launch. So we're not actually going to market yet, but we're going to learn the principles and we're going to get everything ready in Google Ads so that you're ready to move forward. Also, please note in this class we use Google Ads. Facebook ads and other platforms are also very popular. The principles you learn here in Google Ads will apply very readily to those other platforms. So you'll be able to take what you learn here and apply it really to any online marketing platform. Google Ads is by far the most popular, but those other platforms may serve a particular purpose in your business. Just know that you are gaining skill sets in those platforms by utilizing Google Ads. As I've gone platform to platform, they're very, very similar in what they ask. So the important part with this assignment is you're going to sign up for a regular Google Ads account. Right here it highlights sign up for a regular Google Ads account. Do not sign up for Google Ads Express. Google Ads Express is being pushed more and more by Google because it's really good for beginners who don't want to deal with the details of keywords and too many intricacies of the campaign. Your advantage is that you're going to learn all of those intricacies in this course. It's one of the key parts of it. So please do not sign up for Google Ads Express. You want much more control than what that will afford, and you will learn that once we actually launch the campaign and get into our projects relating to Google Ads, that Google Ads limits you too much and you're not able to complete the project. So please make sure you are not using Google Ads Express as Google will push you towards that. And if you go through this assignment in particular on autopilot, you'll probably end up with Google Ads Express rather than a standard Google Ads account. So once you go through and create a Google Ads campaign, you will open a Word document and you will list answers to these questions. And these are the questions you have to ask yourself as you go through and create the campaign. What geographic locations do you want your ad to show in? Do you have a local business and so you want to keep it within a few zip codes? Do you have a business that can apply nationwide or worldwide? So you got to ask yourself those questions. Consider a limitation, and this is one that some students do not consider, that there is a language barrier for your products. And so if you are advertising worldwide and not everyone speaks the language of your website, then you're going to drive a lot of people to your website that should not be there because they won't be able to understand what's on the site and make a purchase. So consider that no matter what language it is that you are advertising in, what geographic locations you're advertising to. You want to be strategic about that. What devices do you want to show on your ad? Is this a mobile experience you're creating? Do you want it on a desktop? Maybe it doesn't matter and you can advertise to anyone, but think a little bit about what the user experience is for your website. And then do you choose an automatic or manual bidding options? The reading here and the content will help you understand the difference between those two. Manual bidding options obviously gives you a little bit more control, but you have to be much more involved day to day in those manual bidding options. Automatic is a little bit easier, so I would typically recommend that unless you're going to be really hands-on. And then what is your daily budget? The beautiful thing about Google Ads is one of the main concerns from students is when you set this up, it seems like Google Ads are just going to run with it and they're going to spend who knows how much money. Well, the daily budget is key in this because you get to say ahead of time, Google, don't spend more than X amount per day. And they'll actually average it. If you put it at $3 a day, some days they'll spend $3.50, some days they'll spend $2.50. Google's algorithms will try and take advantage of higher traffic amounts some days for your keywords. But you can set a daily budget, Google hits that target, and you don't have to worry about spending a ton of money every day. You can limit it by this daily budget. So this is really key. That's about it. There's a lot of helpful readings. There's links here. The $75 Google Ads credit, we try and update each semester because that's a fluid link. I guess you could say sometimes we can make that offer available. Sometimes we can't find it. It really depends semester to semester, but we do find some kind of Google Ads credit each semester. So reach out if there's concerns or trouble about this assignment. But this will be the beginning of your campaign, which is exciting. That's a major part of this course. Second topic is keyword basics. Now, what you'll need for any ad campaign online is to target certain keywords, and so that's especially important when you're advertising on a search engine, because people are going to type into that search engine what they're looking for. Google uses that to determine whether or not your ad is relevant to that search and pull your ad to display. So your keywords are going to tell it's going to tell Google Ads what your ad is really about. Now this doesn't apply just in search engine marketing. We're also going to use this in search engine optimization that we'll go through later in the course when you get into telling any search engine like Google what your website is about and whether you should show up in just the normal search results instead of the ads. So keywords forms a huge part of any online business. And we're just getting into the basics now. We're going to refine keywords. We're gonna get a little bit more in depth of how to be effective in choosing keywords, where to put them on your site, how to use them in your ad campaigns. But I want you to think of this in terms of the consumer, of the visitor that you're trying to drive to your website. You have to think in their terms. And number one, what are they going to search for in order to find your website? But to help you think creatively, it helps me to think of these keywords in the context of this. What need is your product or service solving? And you should always be able to meet a need of someone for your business. It may not appear obvious at first. Maybe your business is focused a little bit more on fun or entertainment, but that serves a big need as well. So think of it in those terms. What need is your product or service filling? That should drive a lot of your keywords. So there's, again, this is just a basic overview. This shows you how keywords work, what it is, and then you'll create an Excel spreadsheet with these columns, this information. There's a sample right here, so you don't have to set this all up yourself. There's a sample one. You can delete the keywords in there and do your own. And then you'll do a Word document that essentially says what are characteristics of a good keyword and what do you think characteristics are of a bad keyword. So you'll turn in those 2 assignments for this. And that is it for your keyword basics. Again, we'll be doing a lot with keywords. This is just to give you the overview of it. And from there you'll have a discussion, 2 discussion boards and your reflection. So please reach out if you've got questions about your campaign, about keywords. I'd be happy to walk through those with you. Thanks everyone.